You know when you're scrolling through your feed and you see these amazing, perfectly straight, super white smiles, and you're thinking, how does everyone have teeth like that? Well, more often than not, the secret isn't good genes, it's dental veneers. They've totally blown up as one of the biggest trends in cosmetic dentistry, promising this incredible smile makeover. But what does it really take to get that camera-ready smile? Okay, let's get into it.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at why this perfect smile trend is just everywhere right now. Then we'll do a little Veneers 101, what they are, the different types. After that, we hit the really crucial part, the permanent change your teeth go through. We'll also break down the costs and the upkeep, which is super important. And then we'll wrap it all up to help you figure out if veneers are the right move for you.
All right, let's just start with the big one. Why does it feel like literally everyone is getting veneers all of a sudden? I promise, you're not imagining it. Their popularity has absolutely skyrocketed. And the reason is pretty simple, really. Veneers offer a huge, dramatic transformation, but one that can still look incredibly natural. They can fix discoloration, chips, even small gaps or misalignments, all in one go. So you take those amazing results and you mix in the non-stop exposure on social media, and boom, you've got what many people see as the ultimate solution for a perfect smile.
Okay, so how does this whole thing actually work? What is a veneer anyway? So at its heart, a veneer is just this super thin, custom-made shell that gets permanently glued or bonded right onto the front of your tooth. Think of it like a brand new, perfect face for your tooth that hides any little flaws behind it. And because it's bonded on there, it's not coming off. It's a new part of your tooth for good. Now, when it comes to what they're made of, you've got two main choices. On one side, you have porcelain veneers. These are kind of the gold standard. They're super strong, they fight off stains from coffee and wine like a champ, and they're made in a lab to fit your tooth perfectly. But all that quality means they cost more. Then you have composite veneers. These are made from a resin that the dentist applies right onto your teeth in the chair, which makes them a lot less expensive. So what's the catch? Well, they're way more likely to stain over time, and they just don't last as long.
You've probably also heard the name Lumineers thrown around. It's important to know that's a specific brand of veneer. Their big selling point is that they're insanely thin. We're talking as thin as a contact lens. So a lot of the time, the dentist doesn't have to remove any of your natural tooth enamel. But that thinness is a double-edged sword. It means they aren't as durable, and they really can't be used to fix bigger issues. So they're definitely not for everyone. And that right there, the part about removing enamel, brings us to the single most critical part of this entire process. This isn't just a cosmetic touch-up, you guys. It is a permanent, irreversible transformation. This is the number one question people have, and honestly, it's the one you need to think about the most. For traditional veneers, the answer is yes. To make sure that new veneer sits flush with your other teeth and doesn't look bulky or fake, a very thin layer of your natural tooth has to be reshaped. So how much are we talking about? Usually, it's about 0.5 millimeter. Now, I know, that sounds like almost nothing, right? But what's being removed is the outer protective layer of your tooth, the enamel. And here's the bottom line, the thing you have to let sink in. Once that enamel is gone, it's gone. For good. It doesn't grow back. Your natural tooth is changed forever. What that means is you will need to have a veneer or some other kind of cap on that tooth for the rest of your life. It is a one-way street, a lifelong commitment. Which, of course, leads us right into the practical stuff. We have to talk about the money, the financial investment, and the maintenance that comes with that lifelong commitment. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off and start at the very top end. If you go to a celebrity cosmetic dentist, a single porcelain veneer could cost you as much as $5,000. Yep, you heard me, that's per tooth. Now, that reflects the absolute highest level of artistry and materials, but wow. But of course, that's not what everyone pays. The cost varies a ton depending on what material you choose. Composite veneers are way more affordable, usually somewhere between $300 and $1,500. Porcelain veneers, which are more common, are generally going to land somewhere between $1,000 and $4,000 for each tooth. So no matter how you slice it, it's a major financial decision. And here's another really critical piece of the puzzle. The word permanent refers to the procedure being irreversible, not the veneer itself lasting forever. A really well-cared-for porcelain veneer might last you about 15 years, maybe a bit more. After that, it has to be replaced. So you have to budget for the replacement costs down the road, too. Look, veneers are not a set-it-and-forget-it kind of deal. Not even close.
You have to care for them just as well as, and probably even better than, your natural teeth. That means you've got to be on top of your brushing and flossing, get regular professional cleanings, and remember that cavities can still form on the tooth underneath the veneer. This isn't just about protecting your investment, it's about making sure the actual tooth stays healthy. So, after all that, all the pros, all the cons, all the costs, we land here at the most personal part of this whole explainer. How on earth do you decide if veneers are actually the right thing for you? Here are the questions you really need to ask yourself. First, how much does your smile truly bother you on a daily basis? Second, are you financially ready, not just for the big bill up front, but for replacing them in the future? Third, are you prepared to commit to that lifetime of really careful maintenance? And fourth, do you fully 100% understand that once you do it, there's no going back? It's also super important to think about the alternatives first, like braces or Invisalign for crooked teeth or professional whitening for stains. In the end, it all just boils down to this one question. For some people, the confidence they get from a new smile is absolutely worth every penny and all the effort. But for others, the permanence of the procedure and the long-term upkeep is just too high a price to pay. There is no single right answer here. There's only the one that's right for you.